Be pardoned with the photograph because I'm traveling at this moment of a time, and that is the reason I'm going to be joining it up with audio only. Uh, we are in the series of, first of all, let me thank the Council Journal for sparing time for today's very important webinar on this series of webinars we are doing with various countries. We started with the Beijing, and now today we are doing with Shanghai and followed by Chengdu and Guangzhou, and then we enter into the different other countries. Association of Pakistan. The reason being is that we believe that each and everything is basically classified under the handicraft when it comes to any product category, maybe textiles, maybe carpet, maybe marble, maybe anything. And keeping in view the importance of the handicraft sector, we believe that this has a great potential when it collaborates, when we talk about trade through tourism also, then this handicraft even becomes more important for us. And China nowadays becoming more important when we heard from CC Beijing that it is a trillion market. So when we talk about such a huge volume of handicraft sector, and specifically only in China, the size of the market is so big, then we are very confident that this series of webinars are going to be very successful for us. Now, we will be now giving more time to our guest speakers, and I'm very pleased to share with all the audience that today, mashallah, TDAP is not only doing the webinar with handicraft, simultaneously 3 webinars are going on. So I will be logging out from this after the welcome address and going into my tourism webinar, followed by another on gems and jewelry. So simultaneously, GDP Islamabad is holding multiple webinars at the same period of a time. And this is an effort to take the trade all along with us in the difficult times of COVID. With this brief introductory remarks, I wish a big success for this webinar. And I would request CG Shanghai just to brief him up that the effort is that in this webinar, we wanted to hear from you about the Shanghai side of the handicraft. Audience, I just wanted to share that CG Shanghai shared with me a day before yesterday that he went for a Shanghai museum and he took some pictures of our handicrafts, and he is going to share that he is now going to request the Shanghai museum to bring Pakistani handicraft on display into that museum also. And that's a great thing from our Council Journal there. And with the support of our region of this market, we will be definitely successful in going for the handicraft into this sector. With these remarks, it's back to you, Ahmed.
Thank you very much, sir. So before we begin with the demand side of the market in Shanghai, we would briefly discuss the supply side. And we have Ms. Shireen Arshad Khan here, who is founder of Handicraft Association of Pakistan. And I will now give the floor to her. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Hello, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Shireen Khan. I hope you people know me. At least TDAP knows me very well. Kyun DG Saab? I think you know me. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Last, I think this Zoom. In last meeting, I had given a few details, being the founder chairperson of Handicraft Association and working as an entrepreneur in many countries. Like I have done exhibitions on handicraft, handmade products in round about 22 countries of the world. And I've even done this exhibition in China too. So with my experiences, and I had given few suggestions last time. And what repeatedly I would like to tell you that now, since I am heading the South Asian Women Development, which was a SAC apex body, and now it is connected by 7. It's been decided, and I feel it very important to tell you that first time in the history of WTO has decided to join hands with sort of, and they post sort of, and through them we are connected with institutions too. So I think this is a wonderful platform together. WTO has made a list of 100 entrepreneurs from these 17 countries who are working on handicrafts, tourism, and food and agriculture, which we requested, and they also found. And I must tell you, as DG Sab, you know that our Prime Minister has CPAC now. So our women who are into handicraft, and I have, as I told you, that the whole region, SAARC region and whole region is handicraft rich. Like India, they do this, they take in Pakistan rich and very, very with a challenge and confidence sums up to presentation. We all thing is, I think, craft people, they have this talent, but the presentation, value addition, they don't do. Like in India, in Delhi Heart, what Indian government does, that they buy these things from crafts people, and then they value add it, and then they export it with good packing. So I would request Chinese side that, and Pakistan government through TDAP, that we should keep this model. And Handicraft Association, I think everybody knows Wasila. They have made billions of sale. They have supported women and crafts people in this COVID. And I think kitne billion, I don't remember, but exactly online sales. So Handicraft Association also has a handicraft store that is online. And if from this platform, we connect Wasila Handicraft Store and TDAP together, and then it will be a good platform, because we have to talk and keep in mind this COVID. For many months and last year, previous year, businesses have stopped. Although the handicrafts are being made, but the crafts people, their products are not selling. Please, we must work hard on this, how they can make money and how they can grow. And post-COVID, I promise you all that I will put all these two, I think this is the second meeting, and inshallah next time also, I'll put on record and I'll discuss this with WTO also, sort of team, that how we can, and China is also there. Women from China are part of our team in sort of, I must tell you. So I think you connect us with such women organizations or even men organizations. I went to China. I was invited there during CPAC was being initiated. Over there also, I met 2-3 organizations in China. We went to Beijing, and who were dealing in handicrafts and all handmade products. Remarkable things. And as I have said before, that their packing is so marvelous that nobody can compete them. So I humbly request value addition support from TDAP. And luckily TDAP has offices till Multan and all big cities. So just let's make a value added craft store, handicraft store at Bhavalpur. And then what we can do through TDAP, and then we can, through this platform, we can do value addition and packing trainings, and I think best exports can be done. I discussed this with Mr. Razak Daud too, and he agreed that craftspeople, they are mainly found, of course, in Gilgit, Peshawar, Pakistan fully is full of handicrafts. but the registered organization Handicraft Association has its head office at Bahawalpur. So what we can do is make a hub of value addition of handicrafts and packing training. And Bahawalpur Division Women Chamber can offer you the venue too, as we have a hall too. So Chinese side, please help us for God's sakes to promote our handicrafts and improve our packing. Number one. Number two, we should have e-commerce, I think, connection together of for these skilled people, because through handicraft store, I don't have much time to explain you, but we can have local meeting with TDAP. I am always available in I think in all platforms today post COVID. Women are especially suffering, because they were the ones who were mostly dealing with handicraft small businesses, and TDAP has always been very active in supporting SMEs and entrepreneurs. And Chinese side, let's make a what you call, like, this is also a group, I think, something about this Zoom meeting, that even if you do this, conduct this meeting after 15 days, what happened is there is a big gap. Let's do practical things. And TDAP, DG Sab, if you are listening, you can play a wonderful role, and a handicraft association and TDAP together, we are one team. And Chinese side, two things if you do, we can do miracles. I need now results, and what I said last year, things are not similar to what are seeing selling today, but today I'm emphasizing most on WTO, which I didn't last time, because I have received now handicraft women and people, so they also want to fund and support them. How we entered to, and TDAP has a wonderful research team. All officers are so experienced, like we are, like I am. I've been in the parliament also, and over there, I also said that this in the parliament, it was my, after years, I'm saying this, please try to give attention to these craft people. The majority is increasing, all men or women, whatever, because Handicraft Association comprises of men and women both. So the majority is increasing, but the development in handicraft is not. Government should take more efforts, practical efforts. Zoom meeting cannot help. And Chinese side, because people, visa issue is a big issue. People are not getting, here, I think there are 4 or 5 exhibitors to China to the exhibition. And after COVID, they have stopped visas. So I think this is also an important thing which should be considered. And I can do anytime, do meetings locally with TDAP whenever required. I have slightly a bad throat. So please, I couldn't, my other member, who's president of Mariam Khan, she's taking a lecture in another meeting. Maybe she joins. So I want to save 1 or 2 minutes of mine. Maybe she joins in the end. And I would request that Filza from Multan, she is from the South Punjab, she should be given 1 or 2 minutes to put her input. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your very good recommendations. Now we will continue with the supply side, and we have Ms. Masuma Sitten, who is chairperson of Women Economic Reforms. So I will now give her the floor. Ma'am, the floor is yours now.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. And thank you very much, TDAB, and the commercial section is there, and Handicraft Association. And there are, I can see many, like right now, have more than 63 participants over here. अच्छा, मैं बात उर्दू में करूँगी क्योंकि मेरा फोकस ये है कि currently I am representing the private side, और आप सब लोगों को पता है worked on Women National Business Agenda, that is the policy economic reform document first ever launched in history of Pakistan, और जिसमें हमने क्या बात की थी सबसे पहले, the synergies of departments. देखें, जो we will not waste the time actually. Madam Shiri has talked about the handicraft, and we all know that this sector is actually, Pakistan is hub of handicraft. और सबसे ज़्यादा खूबसूरत चीज़ ये है कि हमारे हर रीजन का, आप कराची से लेकर, और अब तो हम गिलगित बल्तिस्तान के भी प्रोविंस की बात करते हैं, तो every corner of Pakistan has its own representation. और जब आप handicrafts को promote करते हैं, it means you are promoting the culture and heritage of that country, और जिसकी वजह से tourism बढ़ता है, and at large आपका business भी उसकी वजह से बढ़ता है, क्योंकि with the beautiful handicraft we show that कि कितने beautiful hearted people lives in Pakistan. We are actually not terrorists. हम तो वो लोग हैं कि जो कि पूरा, हमारी कौम ही पूरी फनकार हैं, हर तरह जगह खूबसूरत, कहीं कैमल स्किन बन रहा है, कहीं ब्लू पॉटरी बन रही है, कहीं एम्ब्रॉयडरीज की चीजें बन रही हैं, कहीं मार्बल से चीजें बन रही हैं, मतलब एवरी कॉर्नर ऑफ पाकिस्तान हैज इट्स ओन रिकग्निशन. तो इसको लेके थैंक यू वेरी मच टीरैप कि आप लोगों ने बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट काम किया है कि ड्यूरिंग पेंडेमिक व्हेन वी कैन नॉट गो फॉर रेगुलर एग्जीबिशंस के लोगों ने इसको, हमने थ्रू वेबिनार्स एक बड़ा अच्छा कनेक्शन डेवलप कर दिया, और डेफिनेटली जितने इतने लोग कभी भी कमर्शियल सेक्शन से लिंक में नहीं आ सकते थे, इस टाइम आई कैन सी के पूरे पाकिस्तान से रिप्रेजेंटेशन यहाँ पे मौजूद है. तो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज क्या है कि हमने ये देखना है कि हाउ कैन वी मेक इट सक्सेसफुल व्हेन 63% मीन्स 63 बिजनेसेस के सिर्फ एक वॉइस पे जब इतने लोग आ गए, इट मीन्स कि पूरे पाकिस्तान से हम कितना बड़ा एक सेक्टर को एक इंगेज करके, और उसको हम थ्रू ट्रेड, ना सिर्फ हम इधर रेवेन्यू लाएंगे, हम इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी बढ़ा देंगे, बल्कि हम उसमें एक पाकिस्तान का पॉजिटिव इमेज बिल्डिंग में भी वी विल प्ले अ वेरी की रोल. सो इसमें व्हाट आई बिलीव इज के मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज कि व्हेन वी हैव अ क्राफ्ट, देन क्राफ्टमैन इज देयर, काम कर रहे हैं लोग, घर घर में काम कर रहे हैं, बट वो उस तरह से ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं है. सो अच्छा, पाकिस्तान में दूसरी तरफ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पाकिस्तान के बहुत सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं जो कि इसी सेक्टर के ऊपर, लाइक डेविटा इज वर्किंग, और समेडा ने बहुत सारी ट्रेनिंग्स करा रहा होता है, आपका स्टेट बैंक जो है आपकी फाइनेंसेस के लिए, उन्होंने बहुत सारी बड़ी बहुत जबरदस्त किस्म के लोन्स की स्कीम्स दी हुई है. तो इन सब चीजों को लेके हमने, व्हाट आई बिलीव इज कि आज की मीटिंग में, व्हिच आई फील मिस्ड, कि व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट क्राफ्ट्स एंड एवरीथिंग, अब हमने क्या करना है, हमने उसकी वैल्यू एडिशन करनी है, हमने कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग पे काम करना है, और हमने उसको एक एक्सपोर्ट लेवल पे ले जाना है. सो इसमें व्हेन यू के साथ साथ स्मीडा, टेविटा, आहन, यूएसएड के मुख्तलिफ इदारे जो प्रमोशन के ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं, कैरवान इज डूइंग अ वंडरफुल वर्क, हम उसको भी इसमें साथ के ऊपर थोड़ी सी एफर्ट करके, कुछ यहाँ पे जो यूनाइटेड नेशन डेवलपमेंट फंड का एक प्रोजेक्ट आया हुआ है समीडा का, उनसे मैंने कुछ लोगों को एंगेज किया है, कुछ इसमें आज इसमें आपके कुछ फाइनेंशियल साइड से भी इसमें लोग शामिल हैं. सो और बहुत सारे मेंबर्स हैं जो ना सिर्फ मुल्तान से बल्कि पूरे पाकिस्तान से यहाँ मौजूद हैं. एंड we have handicraft association is here, and I am representing chamber, or we have representation from chambers from all over Pakistan. Sir, we need your expertise कि हमें आप गाइड करें कि वहाँ पे हम इन क्राफ्ट्स को लेके हम किस तरह से मतलब कलेक्टिवली लोगों को इंगेज करा सकते हैं, इनकी वैल्यू एडिशन पे काम कर सकते हैं, और प्लस इन सब लोगों के साथ एक और इश्यूज क्या आते हैं कि दे आर वेरी बेसिक ट्रेनिंग्स. वी कैन से वी शुड लॉन्च अ मार्केट रेडीनेस प्रोग्राम, क्योंकि देखें कुछ तो लोग ऐसे हैं कि विच आर इनटू डायरेक्ट एक्सपोर्ट, जिनके पास इतनी प्रोडक्ट है कि आपको आज वो लोग अपना डिटेल्स चीजें भेजेंगे, यू कैन इमीडिएटली स्टार्ट शेयरिंग थिंग्स ओवर देयर. बट देयर आर मोस्ट ऑफ द, बल्कि वी कैन से पाकिस्तान ऐसा है कि जो इसी प्रोग्राम के थ्रू लिंक होके they can get benefit of trainings, क्योंकि जब आप साथ engage होते हैं, साथ मिलके काम करते हैं, so आपकी capacity अपने आप उससे increase होती जाती है. And sir, आपके साथ साथ ये बता दूं कि I am अभी एक NCC ने अपनी V consultative committee बनाई है from Ministry of Commerce, and I'm really thankful to Ministry that I am part of that committee too, and I am heading financial side. And उनकी जो economic policy side है उसके अंदर भी उन्होंने मुझे member लिया है. So sir, in future our all support is with you all. We all are here to work like a team, and let's all collectively work for the progressive Pakistan. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Masuma Sitte. So since the purpose of our webinar is basically to focus on the Chinese market and to basically tell the participants about what the demand condition is in the Chinese market and what their cultural and consumer preferences are. So we have Consul General Shanghai here, and I would now request Consul General Shanghai, Mr. Hussain Haider, sir, to please now address the participants. Sir, the floor is yours.
Please allow me to share the presentation. Allow us to share the screen with you. This is the green button. Thank you very much. I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I am very thankful to Trade Development Authority of Pakistan and the Handicraft Association of Pakistan for jointly holding this webinar and giving us an opportunity to introduce the handicraft market of China with special reference to the opportunities that are present in Shanghai and other areas which are looked after by our mission. So we have a presentation, and I will be starting the presentation now. This is the structure of presentation. We will first introduce to you briefly the China and the Yangtze River Delta region. This is the region that falls in the jurisdiction of our mission in Shanghai. Overview of Pakistan's trade with China and YRD region, the changing trends of the Chinese economy, then the handicraft market of China. We will give an overview of that market. What are the opportunities for Pakistan in the handicraft? Some of the recommendations from our side, and then finally we will take questions and answers. This is an overview of Chinese economy. As you will appreciate that everything associated with China is massive. It is the world's second largest economy, the largest country with respect to population, the largest exporter of goods, the second largest importer of goods, one of the largest recipients of foreign direct investment, and also recently it has become one of the largest sources of foreign direct investment. And a lot of investment has also been made into Pakistan. So this overview of Chinese economy. As you are aware that COVID-19 first hit the China and then spread. So Chinese economy was the first to be hit by the COVID-19. So in the first quarter of this year, from January to March, China's economy contracted by 6.8%. This was the first time during the last 40 years that Chinese economy has contracted. So that was a massive blow to the Chinese economy. But as COVID-19 situation improved in China, the economy was put back on track. And in the second quarter of 2020, economy grew by 3.2%. So what we say in economics, China is now having a V-shaped recovery of its economy. In the second quarter of 2020, the economy further grew by 4.9%. And for the whole year, according to IMF projection, China economy will grow by around 2%. And China will be the only major economy in the world which will register a positive growth during this year. And the next year, according to growth, will surpass 8%. So it means that China is again the fastest growing economy in the world. And so if our businesses have to focus on any economy or any market, there cannot be a better market than the Chinese market. This is the jurisdiction of our consulate. It's called the Yangtze River Delta region. And basically, it is the eastern coastal region of China, the region which has always been ahead of other regions of China in terms of economic development and prosperity. Shanghai is the seat of the mission. It is China's largest city and has the status of a municipality, which practically means it has the status of a province. And then we also have 3 provinces, Changsha, Zhejiang, and Anhui. So this is the jurisdiction of our mission. Now, there are some features of the YRD region. It is China's most technologically advanced region. And this region has the highest per capita income in China. And this region also has the highest share in China's GDP and foreign trade. It is home to the world's largest ports. The world's largest #1 port is Shanghai port, which is in Shanghai, of course. This region is also the headquarters of several multinational companies in the world. And China's e-commerce giant Alibaba is also headquartered in the YRD region. And many companies from this region have invested in Pakistan in different sectors. So this is the profile of YRD regions, cities, if you can say, and provinces. The GDP of Shanghai, as you can see, is $554 billion. Last year it was. So only the GDP of Shanghai is almost double the total GDP of Pakistan. And then you can also see the GDP of other provinces. It runs into billions and even trillions. And you can also see the export profile of Shanghai and other provinces. So these are the massive figures that you have. So this means that this is a region which is the main source of Pakistan's trade with China, as well as it has made the main source of China's GDP and foreign trade. Now we have plotted here the economic indicators of the YRD region together with those of China. The GDP of YRD region is 3.2 trillion, which are 23% of the total GDP of China. The exports of this region are $969 billion, which are total exports. Similarly, the imports into this region, and this region accounts for 16% of the total population. So although it consists of only 4 provinces, the economic potential of this region is much greater than its actual size. And this is the GDP composition of the YRD region. Shanghai, with the passage of time, it used to be China's manufacturing hub. But like other developed cities in the world, now it has gone more towards services, and services account for 70% of the Shanghai's economy, followed by industry, which is 28%, and there is very little agriculture in Shanghai. Similarly, there is a GDP of other provinces you can see in the graph. Totally, cumulatively, the share of services in YRD region's GDP is 54%. It is the largest share, followed by industries, which is 41%, and then agriculture, which is around 5%. So the GDP composition of YRD region is more or less like that of the China as a whole. This is the YRD region's industrial profile. As you can see in the graph, that most of the industry of this region is capital intensive, because this region is a leader in technology in China. And the 3 major sectors of economies are electrical machinery, auto manufacturing, and ITC products. Similarly, there are other sectors as well. The region also has very considerable trade in textile and garment. The share of textile in the region's industrial output is 3.8%, and that of garment and apparel is 2.3%. Similarly, food processing also accounts for 3% of the GDP. So it's quite a diversified industrial profile, but capital intensive industry has the upper hand in this region. This is Pakistan's trade with China and YRD region during the year 2019. As you can see that Pakistan's total trade with YRD region in 2019 was around $7 billion US. And within this region, Zhejiang province is Pakistan's largest trading partner, which accounts for 20% of Pakistan's total trade with China. And same goes for other provinces and Shanghai as well, as you can see. So briefly, YRD region accounts for 36% of Pakistan's total exports to China, 39% of Pakistan's total imports from China, and 38% of Pakistan's total trade from China. So this shows that this region has the upper hand in Pakistan's trade with China. So that is the region that our exporters from the Handicraft Association and other businesses, they need to focus on. This is Pakistan's trade with YRD region during the first 9 months of this year. As you can see that despite the COVID-19, Pakistan's exports to YRD region have increased by nearly 43% in the first 9 months of this year. Similarly, although on the other hand, Pakistan's imports from this region have gone down by 10.5% and overall trade has gone down by 6%. But for our benefit, our exports to the region have gone up by 43% in the first 9 months of this year. And here important to mention that in China, calendar year and financial year are the same. That is from the 1st of January to 31st of December. Now this slides, I want you to focus kindly on this slide because this will give you the changing dynamics of Chinese economies, which have a lot of implication for our businesses. The most important dynamic of Chinese economies that has taken place in recent years is the increased digitalization for both business to business and B2C, business to consumer transaction. In China, there are 749 million online consumers. It's such a big market for online businesses. And e-sales account for 1/3 of the total sales in Chinese economy. This was the figure last year, and in 2020, because of the COVID-19, the share of the e-sales have even gone up. And in the first 6 months of this year, Chinese exports by e-commerce increased by nearly 30%, while its imports through e-commerce went up by 24%. And the live streaming e-commerce market in China, the size is 160 billion. So the purpose of posting this slide is this, that if our businesses want to do business with China successfully and penetrate the Chinese market, they need to go digital. Without going digital, as one of the speakers earlier also underlined the importance of e-commerce and going digital, we cannot hope to penetrate the Chinese market. Because of the digitalization, Chinese economy has become what is called the on-demand economy. That is, the consumer log on to their mobile phone on their computer, laptops, and then they see a product and then they place an order, and after a few hours, the product is delivered to their home. So this is how the Chinese economy is developing. It's becoming an on-demand economy. Chinese consumers are also becoming more health conscious, like the European and North American consumers, and the government is also attaching a lot of importance to sustainable development. Then in Chinese economy, the importance of domestic market is increasing. Previously, China pursued an export-led growth strategy, but over the last few years, the emphasis now has been shifted instead of exports to managing the domestic market. Chinese companies are becoming increasingly competitiveness. The common perception is that China is a country where there are low wages and it thrives on the basis of low wages. So this impression is no longer correct, at least not in the YRD region, where the companies have become increasingly competitive on the basis of quality and innovation. And finally, there is growing role of the private sector. Chinese economy has been a state-controlled economy. State still plays a very important role in the economy, but most of the production now is being done by the private sector. Now we come to the China as a handicraft market. Now, as you are aware that handicraft is a very wide subject and there is no specific HS classification for handicrafts. So we have just tried to cover a few sectors because of the shortage of time and depending upon the availability of data. So we first come with the China's carpet industry. The total size of China's carpet industry last year was, if you talk about in dollars term, it was $4.7 billion. And as you can see in the graph that this industry has expanded over the years. From 2012 to 2019, if you can see, there is a constant growth of this industry because of the growing economic power and growing per capita income in China. Now we segregate this handicraft market into machine-made carpets and handmade carpet. The share of machine-made carpets in this market is 73%, and that of handmade carpets is 27% in 2019. So overall, the size of China's handmade carpet market is 1.3 billion US dollars. Now, what is the custom duty? Because of Pakistan-China FTA, the custom duty for the handmade carpets is 0%. So we don't have to pay any custom duties for handmade carpets. The only condition is that rules of origin conditions have to be satisfied. And in China, just in Pakistan, imports have to face general sales tax. In China, imports have to face value-added tax. And the amount differ for different commodities, but for handmade carpet, value-added tax is 17%. So because there is no custom duty, so importers will only have to pay this value-added tax for handmade carpets. This is China's global imports of handmade carpets and over the years, and also their imports from Pakistan. So China's global imports of carpets, these first three bars, if you can see, in 2019, the China's global import of carpets was 119 million US dollars, out of which the share of handmade carpets was 42 million US dollars. Pakistan is supplying very low number of carpets to Chinese market. So our share in carpet is China's carpet market is 0.22%, and our share in China's handmade carpet market is only 0.21%. So this shows that there is a lot of scope for Pakistani businesses to increase their exports of handmade carpets and, of course, overall machine-made carpets as well to the Chinese market. Now comes the Chinese jewelry market, and this market has also, in 2020, the size of the handmade carpet market is estimated to reach 115 billion US dollar. So this is also a growing market for Pakistani, for gems and jewelry, and also very considerable interest to Pakistan. And this is the segregation of different jewelry items. A major item is gold jewelry, which Chinese found very, they love to buy this gold jewelry, which accounts for 42% of the overall market. Then there is precious stones, which is 18.7%, diamond jewelry, platinum jewelry, and other jewelry. So gold jewelry is the major component of the Chinese gems and jewelry market. Now come to the custom duty and value-added tax. For precious stones, there is no custom duty, it's zero. For articles of jewelry, it depends upon exact tariff line, but it ranges from 0 to 20%. As far as value-added tax is concerned, for precious stone, it is 13%, and for articles of jewelry, it is also 13%. So these are the custom duties and VAT for the gems and jewelry market. Now these are China's gems and jewelry imports in 2019. China's total imports of gems and jewelry in 2019 were 60 billion US dollar, out of which the share of gold was 45 billion US dollar. Of course, Pakistan did not export any gold to Chinese market. The share of articles of jewelry in Chinese market was 2.4 billion US dollar, and out of which Pakistan exported 0.028 million US dollar. For precious stones, China's imports size was 559 million US dollar, and Pakistan exports in this category, wherever imports were 1.9%. So basically, we are importing rough stones to China, and all of our imports, as you can see, are concentrated on this rough stone sector. But here again, our share is only 1.8%. In gold, there is no share. In articles of jewelry, very little share, and in rough stones, it's 1.8%. So still, this also shows that this is also a considerable market for Pakistan, which a lot of potential for Pakistan to increase its exports. This is China's output of leather industry. This is, you can see over the years. So in 2019, data is available for the first 11 months, and so in 2019, The size of the market was 3.6 billion pairs. So that is also a very huge market. And China, of course, everything is huge. Now the custom duty and value added tax for leather shoes. Custom duty for leather shoes is 8% in China, because, available to Pakistan, and the value added tax is 16%. This is China's footwear imports, which also include the leather food imports. So total size of China's market is import is 3.6 billion US dollar, but Pakistan's share was in 2017 was only $129,000. In 2019, as you can see, China's footwear market has increased from $3.6 billion in 2017 to $5.6 billion US dollar in 2019. But Pakistan supplied only 284,000 worth of footwear to China, with our share in Chinese market be 0.005%. So it's almost a negligible share, and it is this market which, of course, we are not selling any products to this market, and again, this is offer an enormous potential for Pakistan. This is the overview of Chinese furniture market. And you can see over the years, the furniture market has grown up. So in its size, total size was in this year is 315 million pieces. So this is China's furniture market, again, a very big market and a lot of potential for us to explore. This is the segregation of furniture. The share of wooden furniture in China's furniture market is 35%. So again, it's again a considerable market for us, for our exporters of wooden furniture, to explore this market. Customs duty for wooden furniture under this HS heading is 0, but there is 13% value added tax for import of wooden furniture into China. This is China's imports of furniture, bedding, furnishing. This is the chapter HS 94, the imports. So China's total global imports of under this chapter is 3.5 billion US dollar, and Pakistan's share is only 422,000 US dollar. Out of this, the wooden furniture import of China's are 764 million US dollar, and Pakistan's share is only 0.05 million US dollar. So again, we can see that this is a market of wooden furniture where we have a lot of scope for increasing our exports. This is the China's market for ceramic products, HS69. Here the global imports are 1.2 billion US dollar, and Pakistan's total imports are 128,000 US dollar. This is an important area like tableware, kitchenware, where China's imports are 84 million US dollar, but Pakistan is not making any imports to the Chinese market. This is China's market for special woven fabric, HS58. As you can see, over the last 3 years, these are the imports. In 2019, China's imports were 454 million US dollar. Pakistan's exports were 0.078 million US dollar, and our share was only 0.017%. So it's far less than even 1% share in that market. This is China's market for shawls. And as you can see that this market also has grown over the years from 128 million US dollar to 174 million US dollar. And Pakistan's share is again very low. Pakistan exported only 0.001 million US dollar worth of shawls to China. It's a negligible share in China's market again for Pakistan. Our custom duties for shawls is 11%, and value added tax for shawl is 13%. So that can be one reason for Pakistan's low share in Chinese market. But this is this custom duty is the preferential duty for Pakistan. Other Pakistan's competitors, some of the competitors even have to pay a higher duty than this duty. Now these are the major suppliers of handicraft to China. For some products we have identified. For gems and jewelry, the major source of Chinese imports are Switzerland and South Africa. Of course, most of the gold that China buys, it does from Switzerland. From gold, as I said, Switzerland. For articles of jewelry and parts, it's Italy and France. For precious and semi-precious stones, it's Myanmar. For rough stones, again, it's Myanmar and Russia. For polished stones, it's Brazil. For rubies, sapphires, and emeralds, it's Thailand and Sri Lanka. For carpets, it's USA, Turkey, and India. For handmade carpets, it's Turkey and India. For footwear, it's Vietnam and Italy. For special woven fabric, which also include embroidery, it's Japan and Taiwan. And for shawls, it is Italy and France. Now, this was the introduction to the Chinese handicraft market. Now, what are the opportunities for Pakistan? So we will be talking first some general opportunities, and then we will gradually shift to some specific opportunities that are available for Pakistani businesses. First is the Chinese market. As I already mentioned, it is the world's largest market of 1.4 billion people. And more importantly, there are 400 million middle income earners. China has more middle income earners than anywhere in the world. And as you know, it's the middle class, the middle income that are the major spenders. So it is to this market that we have to appeal. And over the year, there has been an increase in per capita income in China. Last year, China's income, per capita income crossed $10,000 mark. And the per capita income in YRD region is $16,000. In China, wages have increased over the passage of time. In Shanghai, the minimum monthly wage is $354. So China no more competes now on the basis of low wages. So increase in wages means increase in more spending power. So increase in spending power means there is increased demand for goods and services, including goods and services from other countries. And over the years, Chinese have now increased their foreign tourism. And Chinese now go in large number to foreign tourists. And since handicrafts represent the culture of a country, and when a tourist comes to another country, so the things that he will try to buy will be those things which are specific to that country, that is the handicrafts. So if we can capture even a small segment of Chinese foreign tourism market, our handicraft sales can increase. And then there is the new development policy of China that has recently been announced. This has been called the dual cycle development, and there is increased emphasis on domestic consumption. Previously, China was disregarding domestic consumption, but over the last few years, they have placed an increased emphasis on domestic consumption. And now they are going for qualitative and smarter development. They are no more interested in merely numbers, in the quantity of development, but in the quality of development. So all this is creating additional space for imports, which Pakistan also can fill the gap, given the fact that we have a preferential access to Chinese market. And China, because it is going for qualitative and smarter development, is also relocating its labor-intensive industries to other countries of the world. So this is also some opportunities for Pakistani businesses to have joint venture with Chinese companies. Now, Pakistan-China free trade agreement, you are all aware that its second phase started in 1st January 2020, and both sides will liberalize 75% of tariff lines each over 10 years. And most products of Pakistan export interest are covered in the China-Pakistan FTA. Then there is China-Pakistan economic corridor, because of which there has been a lot of Chinese investment in Pakistan. The first phase focused on infrastructure development. Now the second phase is focusing on industrial and agricultural development through SEZs. I won't take much time on this slide because you are more familiar with this CPEC and China-Pakistan FTA. Now come to this is very important thing, the e-commerce. As I earlier mentioned, the size of China's e-commerce and digital market has increased enormously. So if you want to sell to China, you have to go digital. You have to sell through e-commerce. Now, Alibaba Group has two major platforms. One is the Alibaba.com and second is the Tmall Global. Alibaba.com is the world's largest B2B, business to business online platform, which has 20 million active buyers and more than 150,000 suppliers. There is no commission on its sales, but its membership, you have to get its membership. The membership is of two types. One is free membership and other is paid membership. If you are a free member, then you cannot effectively sell your products through Alibaba.com. So you have to have a paid membership. And this is the annual per annum fees of paid membership between $1,399 to $4,999, so almost $5,000. We have also, because the headquarters of the Alibaba.com is stationed in our region, so we have shared a draft MOU for cooperation between Alibaba.com and Trade Development Authority of Pakistan with TDAP. It is with the TDAP, and we hope that TDAP, in consultation with Pakistani businesses, particularly SMEs, because it is for introducing SMEs to Alibaba.com and through Alibaba.com to Chinese market. Will deal with finalize this MOU on fast track basis so that our businesses have an access to this. But other than that, if someone, some association or some businesses want to have this membership on their own, they can have this membership, and they can go directly, or if they want to connect themselves to Alibaba.com, we can also connect them to the Alibaba.com platform, the Handicraft Association of Pakistan, and they can work out their own arrangement with Alibaba.com. A second major platform of Alibaba Group is Tmall Global. It is for basically for B2B transaction, and its annual membership is $4,300 to $8,600. But this is basically for branded products, high quality products. So if there are good brands and handicrafts in Pakistan, and then Tmall Global can be a very good option for them to sell to the enormous Chinese market. The products which are sold through Tmall Global are subject to 9.1% flat cross-border e-commerce tax, which includes both custom duties and value-added tax. And then they charge 4% average commission on each sale. So these are the two platforms that our esteemed businesses from the handicraft industry, if they want to penetrate to Chinese market, they can consider this Chinese market, and we can further provide details to them as well. YRD region, particularly Shanghai, is a place where there are a lot of exhibitions are being held. Because of COVID-19, some of the exhibitions were scheduled or rescheduled, but even then they are now, because condition in China has become normal, so now offline exhibitions are now being held. I will just mention here the China International Import Expo, which is the world's largest import expo, and it's held every year in Shanghai in November. And it is being held since 2018. The last CIIE was held on the 5th to 10th November 2020 this year in Shanghai, in which 72.6 billion worth of deals were made. So this is another platform that our businesses can explore to take part in China International Import Expo and introduce their products to the billion plus Chinese market. Then, which the Director General was talking about, I yesterday visited Shanghai Textile Museum. It is one of the oldest museums in China, and it's dedicated to the growth of textile industry. So there we requested them to hold an exhibition for Pakistan's handicrafts, particularly textile and garments. And they agreed. And they also have given us the date of May 18, 2020. May 18 they choose for two reasons. The first reason is that on May 18 is that it should be 2021. It's a typographical error. Instead of 2020, it should be read 2021. For two reasons. First, May 18 is the World Museum Day. So a large number of people will be visiting museum on that day. Second, on 21st of May 2021, there will be the 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relation between China and Pakistan. So this will provide an excellent opportunity for Pakistani handicrafts products to introduce themselves in Shanghai and to the rest of China. Shanghai is a trendsetter in China. So whatever product is accepted in Shanghai is accepted in all over China. And the management have also, the museum have also indicated that if this exhibition goes successful, it will be expanded to other cities of China. We will come back to this issue at the end of this presentation, because we need the support of TDAP and Handicraft Association of Pakistan to hold this exhibition. It's a good opportunity. If we can actualize it and make the timelines, then we can introduce our products to Shanghai and to the rest of China. Then there is also Hongqiao Import Commodity and Trading Center. Basically, it also provides an opportunity to sell the products and also to display their products. But here again, the emphasis on high quality branded products. So Pakistan's high quality branded products can also be sold through this Hongqiao Import Commodity and Trading Center. This center is based in Shanghai, and it also provides bonded trading services, and the custom duty is paid after your product is sold. So now how to do this, that Pakistani companies can send their sample through their Chinese importers to this center, and we can also help them, but they need to find some importer for this, and they can help Pakistani company to find Chinese buyers, and they can also store their goods in bonded warehouses, and samples would be displayed. Some of the good samples of them will be displayed in the center, and custom duty will be paid after the sales, and center would charge some commission. So if you are interested in further details, we can also share the details with our Handicraft Association. Now this is the GCP, or United Platform for Global Chambers in China, where companies can be registered in Shanghai, and these companies they can offer a lot of services for these companies to expand in China. So one way to expand in China your business is to get yourself registered in China. And we believe that the Handicraft Association of Pakistan is already a member of this association, and we will, if their president is present here in the meeting, we will also at the end of this presentation want to hear their views about their experience of working with GCP, the Global Chamber of Commerce. And then Pakistan Permanent Pavilion in Shanghai. Our mission is going to establish next year Pakistan's Permanent Pavilion in Shanghai Pilot Free Trade Zone. Pilot Free Trade Zone is the world's largest free trade zone in Shanghai, and its area will be 100 to 150 square meter. And this will display Pakistan's top brands and assist in participation in China International Expo and other activities. So the work, presently the legal work for establishing this permanent pavilion is in progress, and this pavilion will be established next year. And then we will expect TDAP and our exporters, particularly of handicraft products, to provide us samples for their products, which will be displayed there. And there will be a large volume of traffic volume in this center. And that will also be a very good opportunity to display our handicraft products in this market. Now, finally, we close because of the constraint of time. We come to the end of the presentation. There are some recommendations for us. And the first is that we must go for product quality, value addition, and branding. Chinese customers, Chinese consumers are becoming more and more quality conscious. They go for branded products, even if it is expensive. So the impression that we can compete in China on the basis of price probably is not correct, particularly for handicraft products, because these are the products which are bought by the more affluent section of society. So generally what our handicraft businesses do, that they do it on not on a very serious manner. They just do business in bits and pieces, and they don't give much importance to quality and packaging, which are very important for us. So these are the factors that we have to see. Only reputable companies, the Handicraft Association of Pakistan should encourage reputable companies to sell there, and just try to establish your brand. Try to sell under a particular brand name, because that will convey quality to the Chinese buyers. And then there is also the need for effective marketing for Pakistan to have their products through branding can be an important source of that. I will also explain it in the next slide. And the Handicraft Association of Pakistan can also effectively utilize the GCP platform that I already mentioned. And they can guide the Pakistani businesses as well to how to get a foothold in the YRD region. And the most important thing is, again, I will emphasize that digitalization. If you want to go to Chinese market, first of all, every company in Pakistan must have their website, because in this COVID-19 situation and otherwise, website is the first form of interface between buyer and sellers. If you have a good website, if you have, particularly if there is live streaming, if you have videos on your website, if, for example, if a product is handicraft product is made, and you explain the various stages of this handicraft product, then and create a video and put it in your website. So that will create a very good impression on Chinese buyers, and they will be very encouraged to use it. Use of e-commerce, I have already mentioned, it hardly needs to be emphasized. You cannot penetrate Chinese market without using e-commerce. And government will also probably, with the passage of time, we probably will develop the cross-border e-payment system with China, but that may take some time. So pending that, traditional methods of payment like Swift code and LC, they are available. Now coming to this slide, they have asked us that they need some information that I have mentioned here by the end of December. We will need to give them the outline of this exhibition, and this information that they have needed for us, like the list of items to be displayed, the list of audiovisual material, theme of exhibition, duration of exhibition. It can be 2 days, 3 days, or even 4 days. So it is up to TDAP and Handicraft Association of Pakistan to decide, and the pictures of items that to be displayed. So what I suggest is that TDAP sit down with Handicraft Association of Pakistan, they prepare a list and this outline that I have mentioned. We will also be writing a separate letter to TDAP on this, maybe today, after the end of this seminar. But since I have briefed you here, and the purpose was to sensitize you about this issue, Chinese are very conscious about time. So if we do not get them the information by the end of December, probably our exhibition will not be held. So if TDAP and Handicraft Association are interested, they can work together and provide us this information maybe before the last week of December, so that by the end of December, we can share this information with the Shanghai Textile Museum, and that can be a launching pad for us, for our handicraft industry to have a foothold in the Chinese market. So that is the end of the presentation. This is our email address, cg.pakshanghai@yahoo.com. So if, thank you very much for patiently listening to this presentation. If there are any questions, if there are any views, so we will be happy to take them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for this very comprehensive overview of the Chinese market and for telling us about all of these opportunities that exist in the Chinese market. So, sir, we would like to have an interactive session now, and I would now open the floor to our participants here. And I would request the participants to kindly raise their hand so that I can unmute them, and then we'll go one by one in that regard. So first of all, we have Ms. Mariam Khan here. So I will unmute her.
Thank you everyone. Assalamu alaikum. This is Mariam Khan. I am currently President Bhavalpur Chambers, and I've been Vice President of Handicraft Association of Pakistan. So first of all, I would like to thank sir for an amazing presentation. It was very insightful, and thank you so much. It was great. My point today is that we already have created a platform at Handicraft Association of Pakistan. But I would request from this platform that it should be highly emphasized to become part of the association, to forward any, to be able to generate any exports within the country. Now, when I'm talking about a platform, handicraft should be the main source of getting things out of Pakistan and become a huge brand, because sir has emphasized on the brand. So we should create a brand HAP. When HAP is a brand, and under that platform, there are so many different vendors who are competing, and we would be able to maintain the quality and the image, and will be able to sell in that market as sir has proposed. Secondly, I would also want to request, sir, that there are chances that in Pakistan, we need to get some idea what sort of a packaging and what sort of a, things make them get attracted to it. Because like we see the Chinese market, their products are very cheap, but the way they have packaged them, it really gives a very beautiful image. So we would appreciate if there could be any trainings done on that for the Handicraft Association to highlight the importance of packaging, and also to educate our people and that I could say to TDAP as well, that we should get different products and we should talk about their packaging. Lastly, sir, the areas that you have mentioned, which are like in, they're getting the imports, the Chinese are getting the imports. I was very sadly taken aback that even carpet industry is not being able to do well in China from Pakistan, as well as the jewelry and the shawls. So again, the request to you is, sir, that there should be some platform where our vendors can reach out, because we are very good with carpet, we are very good with clothing and stuff. So we would really request your support in that area. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Like to respond?
Yes, thank you very much. I will just second the views expressed by ma'am. The importance of branding we have already emphasized. About the packaging, packaging should be very attractive. I mean, I can't say what kind of packaging, but it should be very good to look at. It is, for example, if you want a gift and you want to give this gift to someone very close to you, to your friend, to some marriage party, a birthday party. So you will like that kind of packaging, very attractive packaging, because the packaging is the first interaction of the consumer with the product. The product will come later, the packaging will come first. So it should be in a very attractive packaging delivered to the consumer. And we have explained that different platforms that are available for accessing the Chinese market. And if there are more information, we can also be there. But the important thing is this, and whoever exports from Pakistan, they should try to develop their brands, because once you have brands and their introduction of brands, then it automatically convey the image of quality. And the quality is what Chinese consumers want. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We have now Mr. Shahryar, who has raised his hand, so I will give the floor to him.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Assalamualaikum. शुक्रिया आप सबका अपने इस प्लेटफॉर्म का for the chance to discuss possible opportunities. मेरा नाम शहरियार है, कराची से हूँ मैं, लेदर का बिजनेस है मेरा, वेबसाइट भी है, ब्रांड भी है, kachi.co, kachi.co. एक बहुत ही छोटा सा पॉइंट बताने की कोशिश करूंगा जो कि मुझे लगता है कि एक मिसिंग है, लेकिन उससे पहले एक डेफिनेशन मेरे ख्याल से जरूरी होगी स्टेक होल्डर्स के हवाले से कि इस पूरी इंडस्ट्री के अंदर और जो लोग अभी मुंतखब हैं, अभी प्लेटफॉर्म पे भी मौजूद हैं, वो उनकी टारगेट ऑडियंस क्या है, वो किस लिहाज से स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं इस इंडस्ट्री के अंदर। मिसाल की बात है, पिछली गुफ्तगू में कंटेनर्स की बात हो रही थी कि कंटेनर्स यहाँ से भी तकरीबन 100 रुपए के हिसाब से जाते हैं क्योंकि वो खाली जा रहे होते हैं चाहे ना, तो आप कंटेनर भर के भेज सकते हैं क्योंकि मिसाल की बात है कि आपका शिपिंग कॉस्ट इतनी ज्यादा नहीं होनी चाहिए। तो मैं इस वक्त बैठा हुआ हूँ कुरंगी, बिल्कुल लेबर कॉलोनी के बराबर में। मैं अपनी वीडियो भी ऑन कर देता हूँ तो आप मेरा कारखाना भी देख सकें। क्या लेदर का काम अभी हम कर रहे हैं, इस वक्त जारी है। अस्सलाम वालेकुम टू एवरीवन। मैंने वीडियो ऑन की हुई है। हमारा item is being sold through my website through international platforms across the world since 4-5 years. एक चीज जो मैं आपको शुरू में आइडेंटिफाई कर दूं ताकि आप लोगों को ऐसा ना लगे मैं टाइम जाया कर रहा हूं, अगर आप लोग एक चीज के ऊपर एग्री कर सकें तो वो है शिपिंग कॉस्ट। 40% ऑफ माय कॉस्ट इज मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, 40% ऑफ माय कॉस्ट इज शिपिंग, 20% ऑफ माय कॉस्ट इज एसोसिएटेड विद सेलिंग एंड ओवरहेड एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कॉस्ट। एक चीज जो कि मैं बनाता हूं, मैं आपको दिखाता हूं मैं क्या बना रहा हूं, अगर आप लोग वीडियो पे देखना चाहें तो ये हम एग्जीबिशन में भी कर चुके हैं, रज़ाक दाऊद साहब के साथ बैठ के इसको डिस्कस कर चुके हैं। एंड आई सेल मोस्टली टू द यूएस एंड यूरोप मार्केट, और मेरी कॉस्ट यहाँ से शिपमेंट भेजते भेजते 2 गुना बढ़ जाती है। बाकी सारी बातें जो आप लोग कह रहे हैं आई एग्री विद एंड आई अंडरस्टैंड। पैकेजिंग के मसले हैं, जो मुझसे यहाँ पे पैकेजिंग के बारे में पूछना चाहता है मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ कि मुझ जैसे मैन्युफैक्चरर को पैकेजिंग में क्या मसले आते हैं, मैं आपको उनके हल भी बता सकता हूँ, लेकिन हमारी रिसोर्सेज और हमारी कैपेबिलिटीज जो हैं वो लिमिटेड हैं, तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो चीजें जो हैं सफर करती हैं। जब हम कंटेनर्स की बात कर रहे हैं तो हम मेरे जैसे हैंडीक्राफ्ट के बंदा जो कि दिन कारखाने में गुजार रहा है उसको रिफर नहीं करते, हम बात कर रहे हैं किसी एक्सपोर्टर की जो कि एक बड़े पैमाने पे चीजें प्रोक्योर कर रहा है एज अ मिडल मैन, और वो जाके उनको बेच रहा है किसी और मार्केट में एंड स्टिल डीलिंग एज अ मिडल मैन। उसके इंटरेस्ट और मेरे इंटरेस्ट में जमीन आसमान का फर्क है। उसका मकसद है कि मुझसे सस्ते से सस्ता दे और आगे जाके उसको जितना प्रॉफिट हो सकता है उसको उस तरीके से बेच दे। सही है, इसमें कोई गलत बात नहीं है। कहने का मकसद है कि मोटिवेशन और जो एंड समझे कि रिजल्ट है वो थोड़ा सा अलग हो सकता है। एक बहुत ही बड़ा शिफ्टिंग ट्रेंड है जो आप लोगों ने डिस्कस किया है, वो है इंटरनेट का और डिजिटल का। और उस सूरत में आप जब कस्टमर से इंटरैक्ट कर रहे होते हैं तो आप बहुत ही लो क्वांटिटीज के ऊपर बात कर रहे होते हैं। अगर मैं किसी को जाके इंटरनेट पे अपनी वेबसाइट पे डायरेक्ट करता हूं तो वो मुझसे 1 या 2 आइटम मांगेगा। अब कंटेनर लेवल पे शायद मेरी प्रोडक्ट की कॉस्ट और यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स जो है इट मेक सेंस, लेकिन जब मैं एक आदमी को एक बैग भेज रहा हूँ, ये यहाँ से यूएस जाते जाते मुझे ये बैग 10,000 का बनने में पड़ा है, तो ये अमेरिका जाते जाते 20,000 का हो जाएगा, चाइना जाते जाते ये 25,000 का हो जाएगा। और मैंने अभी इसके अंदर आपको जो बाकी सारी कॉस्ट एसोसिएटेड है टू सेल दिस, आई हैवंट इवन मेंशन्ड दोस। लेकिन अगर किसी एक चीज के ऊपर आप लोग फौरी तौर पे अगर कोई काम किया जा सकता है, या किसी लेवल पे कोई टास्क फोर्स बनाई जा सकती है सोल्यूशन को निकालने के लिए, तो वो है सब्सिडाइज्ड शिपिंग। That if you allow, you will allow for brands based out of Pakistan to be able to sell to the world, not just the Chinese market, but to sell globally in a very competitive manner. आप लोग पैकेजिंग की बात करते हैं, पैकेजिंग इस वजह से बिगड़ जाती है क्योंकि मुझ जैसा बंदा अगर एक 100 जैकेटों का ऑर्डर बनाने जाता है तो उसके अंदर लगेगी 4,000 स्क्वायर फुट लेदर। वो 4,000 स्क्वायर फुट की लेदर खाली खरीदना मुझे 4 लाख का खर्चा पड़ेगा। ये 100 जैकेटें बनाने का सिर्फ लेदर का खर्चा है, इसमें मैंने मजदूरी, कारीगरी, बिजली के बिल, किराए और ये सारे तो लगाए भी नहीं है। अब आप समझते हैं कि 100 जैकेटों को बेचने के लिए मैं 10 लाख का खर्चा करके और बाद में मैं पैकेजिंग के यूज से बच सकूं और कहीं पे बचा। अगर मुझे सब्सिडाइज जो कि चाइना में होती है, चाइनीज हैव बीन एबल टू पेनिट्रेट द ग्लोबल कंज्यूमर मार्केट बिकॉज दे प्रोवाइड सब्सिडाइज शिपिंग फॉर ऑल देयर सेलर्स। अमेरिका तक उनका एक पैकेज जो है वो $20 के अंदर अंदर पहुंच जाता है, भले ही कितने साइज का क्यों ना हो। मैं यहाँ से $20 में जो है वो दुबई भी शिपमेंट नहीं भेज सकता, तो मेरी यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स वहां पे आके बिल्कुल ब्रेक डाउन कर जाती है, जहां पे मुझे कस्टमर को इंटरैक्ट करके एक डायरेक्ट प्रोडक्ट बेचनी है। और द ट्रेंड इज डायरेक्ट टू कंज्यूमर। आप अब B2B वाली जो मैथ है, इट्स डिफरेंट, but it takes away from the handicraft because understand that by that time आपने स्टेक होल्डर बदल दिया। आपने एक एक्सपोर्टर से आप डील कर रहे हैं, उस वक्त आप एक हैंडीक्राफ्ट के मैन्युफैक्चरर से डील नहीं कर रहे जो डे इन डे आउट इस चीज को बैठ के बना रहे हैं। और जहां पर आप एक्सपोर्टर से डील कर रहे हैं वहां पर आपको यकीनन क्वालिटी के इश्यूज मिलेंगे। दूसरी बात मैंने सुनी है स्केलेबिलिटी और कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग की। तो जब आप एक्सपोर्टर्स और लार्ज मतलब के ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस जो कि बीच में किरदार अदा कर रही हैं, करेंगे तो you'll have those issues। ठीक है, I'll make my point right there। शुक्रिया टाइम का।
Okay, thank you very much. Sir, should I take some more questions before you would respond?
Yes, I will just second him in a sense. मैं चाइना के हवाले से आपको बताना चाहूँगा कि चाइना ने ई कॉमर्स की प्रमोशन के लिए कम्प्रीहेंसिव बाउंड्री जोन जो है वो बनाए हैं। उसमें ये होता है 100 से ज़्यादा वहाँ पे बाउंड्री जोन है चाइना में, और वो बेसिकली जो ई कॉमर्स के थ्रू जो प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं, क्योंकि ई कॉमर्स की जो मर्चेंडाइज होती है बाज़ दफ़ा उसकी नंबर इतना ज़्यादा नहीं होता, तो उसकी वजह से कॉस्ट उसके साथ बढ़ सकती है। तो उसको प्रमोट करने के लिए उन्होंने कम्प्रीहेंसिव बाउंड्री जोन बनाए हैं ई कॉमर्स को प्रमोट करने के लिए। एट अ लेटर स्टेज पाकिस्तान भी ये चीज़ कंसिडर कर सकता है, लेकिन अगेन वो थोड़ा सा इशू इसमें ये आ जाता है कि पाकिस्तान के क्योंकि रिसोर्सेज कम हैं चाइना के मुकाबले में, तो ये मुश्किल होगा। लेकिन ये इन फ्यूचर ये चीज देखी जा सकती है कम्प्रीहेंसिव ई कॉमर्स बाउंडेड जोन्स की। थैंक यू।
Okay, sir, thank you. So we have Dinesh Alvi, so I'll give the floor to her.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन, थैंक यू सो मच। सबसे पहले तो मैं चाहूँगी
I think she's facing some technical issues, so I'll move on to the next one. We have Mr. Mir Sajjad.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum ji. सबसे पहले thank you for unmuting me. Basically, हेलो जी, आप लोग सब मुझे सुन सकते हैं?
जी जी बिल्कुल, आपकी आवाज आ रही है।
हाँ जी, ये बेसिकली बीनिश की पीछे से आवाज मुझे लगता है आ रही है, उनको आपको म्यूट करना पड़ेगा। जो लेदर वाले साहब थे, आई डिडंट कैच हिज नेम, बट उन्होंने जो बातें की हैं वो बहुत सही हैं। मेरा टी-डैप के साथ पुराना ताल्लुक है, हम लोग की कंपनी है, हम लोग कार्पेट से लेके किलिम सारा कुछ पाकिस्तान में बना के यूएस एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं। वी हैव डेल्ट विद टी-डैप ऑन वेरियस प्लेटफॉर्म्स। हम एम्बिएंट थे, जो मुख्तलिफ एग्जीबिशंस है, कई दफ़ा टी-डैप के साथ गए। बट जब हम वहाँ पहुंचे तो हम वहाँ जाके ये देखते हैं कि TDAP को खुद नहीं पता, जो नुमाइंदे हैं जो आपको एग्जीबिशन पे भेजते हैं, कि एग्जीबिशन पे कौन से हॉल में आपको जाना चाहिए, किस तरह आपको फैसिलिटेट करना चाहिए। तो बेसिकली मैंने ये फील किया कि कुछ साल हमने TDAP के साथ काम किया, फिर हम प्राइवेटली इन एग्जीबिशंस पे जाने लग गए। जब हम प्राइवेटली इन एग्जीबिशंस पे जाने लग गए तो हम लोगों का आउटकम बहुत बेहतर होना शुरू हो गया। एंड हमने ये देखा, मैंने यूएस में डायरेक्टली भी काम किया है। बात ये है, आई थिंक हमारे जितने अदारे अभी एक्सपोर्ट प्राइवेटली ही लोग एक्सपोर्ट को लेकर चला रहे हैं। हम लोग रैल्फ लॉरेन होम से बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज को एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं और अपने जोरे बाजू पे करना पड़ता है। मेरा ये कहना है कि अब हमें 2020 में 2021 में थोड़ा सा इस तरह प्रोग्रेसिव होना है कि इन अदारों को डेफिनेटली, जिस तरह पिछले सर ने कहा था, कि चीज़ों को सब्सिडाइज करना चाहिए ताकि हम और आसानी से और लोग एग्जीबिशंस पे जा सकें। थोड़ी सी तंगी हमारी गवर्नमेंट को, हमारे अदारों को उठानी पड़नी है, बर्दाश्त करनी पड़नी है। एक्सपोर्टर इस वक्त सबसे ज्यादा टैक्स दे रहा है, किसी किस्म की सब्सिडी नहीं है, किसी किस्म की फैसिलिटेशन नहीं है। बहुत सी चीजें जो हमें इन वेबिनार्स में बताई जाती हैं हमें भी पता होती हैं क्योंकि इट्स अ सिंपल गूगल सर्च। तो कहने का मतलब ये कि ये बहुत प्यारा अदारा है जो बहुत कोशिश कर रहा है, मगर थोड़ा सा प्रोग्रेशन हमारे इदारों को चाहिए कि सब्सिडाइज करें चीज़ों को। चाहे हम ये नहीं एक्सपेक्ट करते कि इंडिया की तरह, टर्की की तरह, बाकी कंट्रीज की तरह हमें पूरा हॉल मिले, मगर जो बेचारे गिने चुने 10 लोग बेचारे किसी तरह से पहुंच जाते हैं अपने जोरे बाजू को, उन्हें कोई फैसिलिटी मिले कि वो हर साल जाना चाहें। सो लिटिल स्टफ लाइक दैट। और दूसरा, मैंने वेबसाइट्स पे बहुत काम किया हुआ है। हमारा कोई पाकिस्तानी पोर्टल बहुत एक हाई लेवल का होना चाहिए जिसके ऊपर खर्चा हमें गवर्नमेंट को, TDAP को, अदारों को उठाना चाहिए कि छोटा वेंडर जो है, जो डाची जैसे प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे आके अपनी चीजें बेच रहे हैं, जिस तरह ये पहले मरियम मैम ने कहा था कि हम मॉनिटर कर सकें कि उसके आगे मार्केटिंग कैसे हो रही है, वो बहुत जरूरी है। मेरा कहने का मतलब है कि हमारा जो कुछ पोर्टल्स जो TDAP के थ्रू हम लोग को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, वो भी अगर थोड़े से स्ट्रीमलाइन किए जाएं तो रिजल्ट्स बहुत अच्छे निकलेंगे।
Okay, thank you very much. I would request the participants to please keep their questions brief and to take advantage of the fact that we have CIIE Shanghai here, and to ask questions specifically for the Chinese market and the YRD region, as was said in the presentation. So we have Ms. Filza Mumtaz. I will now ask her to please ask her question.
Thank you. I was really enjoying the whole conversation. And one thing that I would like to say here is, being a handicraft, women in handicraft, काम जो हम करते हैं, मेरी suggestion ये होगी कि if we consider, ठीक है, यहाँ पे हमारे पास बड़े exporters भी होंगे handicraft के, but there are a lot of women who are involved in the cottage industry and sector specific. अगर हमारे China के अंदर कोई buyers के साथ interaction हो सके, because मुझे नहीं लगता कि हम probably हमारी capacity है कि हम कंटेनर्स भेज पाएंगे, लेकिन अगर हमें कोई वहाँ का सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक बायर मिल जाए तो हम उनको प्रोडक्ट दें, और उसके अंदर अगर वो आगे जाके वैल्यू एडिशन करना चाहते हैं या हमें बाइंग हाउसेस से कनेक्शन मिल जाए, तो इट कैन बी सॉर्ट ऑफ हेल्पफुल फॉर द वुमेन फोकस हियर, बस जो कंटेनर एक्सपोर्ट नहीं कर सकते। सेकेंडली, हमें थोड़ा सा अपने हैंडीक्राफ्ट को ये भी रखना है कि दीज आर पीसेज ऑफ आर्ट, you have to start treating them as pieces of art. I'm so glad कि वो म्यूजियम के अंदर he's trying to put these up. So उसी के अंदर, this is my request, but if you want to enter into Chinese thing, if you want women to enter into all this, हमें sector specific buyers के साथ connect कर दें. If we can send you samples to China, अगर हम as a group of women send you together, आप वो हमारे samples आगे through commercial section of the embassy आगे float कर दें in the market, and then connect us to the relevant people. I think then that can be a way forward. कि हम directly अगर exports पे नहीं भी जाते, तो we can be their suppliers of unfinished product, and they can probably finish it. At least शुरू तो होना शुरू हुए ना, काम एक circle तो चलना शुरू हुए. I suggest. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I will ask Ms. Shireen Khan to please.
No, I will.
Sir, okay, sure, sir.
I would like to answer this. That's a very good suggestion for sector specific. So I will ask Ms. Mumtaz to kindly share with her the companies or the products profile that they are interested in. so that we can find out the right match for you. So kindly share with us your product profile. You can email us, and then we will try to find the right buyers for you that can be your partners in this venture. Thank you.
Yes, please, I would like to request all suppliers here to please share their profiles with Consulate General Shanghai so that we can have our matchmaking exercise, because we plan to hold another webinar after 2 months, which Consulate General Shanghai would do a matchmaking exercise, and so that we can actually have export orders and we can have tangible results from this. So now, Ms. Shirin Arshad Khan, please, you may ask your question.
Hello. Thank you so much for giving me chance again. Few things I would request, since please correct the voice. Hello. Can you hear me? So I would request all TDAP first, being the founder of Handicraft Association. I am so happy today that Pakistan and even Chinese side Pakistan, we have found the importance of handicraft. I think it is one of my happiest day. I'm feeling very proud and happy today. I would like to make few requests. I can see so many people here who are doing so well in handicraft, and like we are growing now. Fahad, you have a name behind this, and Halima, who is president now, and so many people who have spoken are involved. Usman Khan, he was an ex-president. He created this handicraft store. So everyone who is now connected, please be members of Handicraft Association. Within ourselves, we need to be strong first, and TDAP is our mother institution. So like in so many other organizations, this I'm addressing to TDAP, that in the particular field, like anybody who is doing exports in handicraft or whatever work is done, please involve Handicraft Association more. And it should be compulsory that they should be members of handicraft. Then this organization can be strong. And luckily in Quetta is a small province, but our handicraft is so rich there. In KP, the handicrafts are so rich, but the connectively on our own, Handicraft Association, these days I'm EC member only for this year. So I would request TDAP, please make the basic association strong, and everybody should be registered. It should be notified the way, number one. And secondly, I would request, this is a very good I think idea कि हमें अपने प्रोफाइल आपके साथ शेयर सबको करने चाहिए, और आप प्रोफाइल के लिहाज से हैंडीक्राफ्ट एसोसिएशन के थ्रू लोग आपको अप्रोच करें. उसके बाद बिकॉज ये देखें, ये किसी की एक, मैंने तो अपना जिक्र किया है, बट ये किसी एक का अदारा नहीं है. एवरीवेयर इसके बड़े इलेक्शंस होते हैं रेगुलर. सो टीडीएपी का ही डीजीटीओ ऑफिस है, जिस तरह आपको पता है कि ये मॉनिटर होते हैं. मेरी हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है कि चाइनीज साइड और टीडीएपी अब इसकी जैसे 2-3 बातें एंडिंग मेरा क्वेश्चन है, और प्लस यही सॉल्यूशन है कि बहुत से, मुझे इतना अच्छा लगा है शंघाई साइड की पूरी डिटेल प्रेजेंटेशन सुन के. सो हम अपने प्लेटफॉर्म पे सब कनेक्टिवली एज हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स फैमिली लेट्स प्ले आवर रोल प्लीज. अब ये टाइम आ गया है कि हम एक फैमिली की तरह, और टीडीएपी को हम अपना माँ या बाप समझे, बिकॉज ये एक रजाक दाऊद साहब इज वेरी पॉजिटिव. मेरी उनके साथ वीकली बात होती है, अगर मंथली मुलाकात होती है, आई कैन प्ले माई ओन रोल. और टीडीएपी यहाँ पे बैठे, प्लीज आप हैंडीक्राफ्ट एसोसिएशन को अपने ऐसी हर जगह जिधर हैंडीक्राफ्ट आते हैं उनको इंक्लूड कर लें. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Sir, would you like to say something, or should I move on to the next question?
I just want to just second whatever ma'am has said. But it will be a good idea if Handicraft Association can develop a sort of brand Pakistan for handicraft. coming from the Handicraft Association of Pakistan, along with a web portal, as had already been mentioned, from the Handicraft Association of Pakistan. That should be the first interface between the consumers or buyers on the one hand and the handicraft industry of Pakistan. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir. So we have Ms. Rukhsana Sheikh who wants to ask a question. Ma'am, please. Can you hear us? Okay, so I'll move on to the...
एक मिनट सर, आवाज थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम आ रही. अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर. I'm Rukhsana Sheikh from Quetta, Balochistan. I'm representing the handicraft, mines, minerals, and gemstone industry of Balochistan. I'm a registered woman entrepreneur in Balochistan from since last few years. We have a basic problems of shipment and knowledge about shipment and how to communicate to the international market, जो सबकी है, जो सबकी प्रॉब्लम है, सारे पाकिस्तान की प्रॉब्लम. तो इसमें TDEP जो है उनका यहाँ पे क्वेटा में ऑफिस है, लेकिन he is slipping from last several years. वो कोई काम नहीं करा, sorry to say. लेकिन अब वो जमाना नहीं है. This is the time of digital era. तो कोई बंदा भी अपने काम से हट नहीं सकता. हमें उसको, और अगर वो हटेगा तो हमने उसको उठाना है और हमने मिलके ये काम करना है. जब तक हम मिलके ये काम नहीं करेंगे. मेरी आवाज आ रही है सर आपको?
जी जी बिल्कुल आ रही है. You are audible.
सर जब तक हम मिलके काम नहीं करेंगे तो ऐसा ही होता रहेगा जैसे होता रहा है. इसलिए हमारे पास बलूचिस्तान में बहुत पोटेंशियल है हैंडीक्राफ्ट इंडस्ट्री में. विदाउट एनी यूटिलिटी बिल्स हम इसको बहुत जबरदस्त तरीके से उठा सकते हैं और मुल्क की इकॉनमी में, ना सिर्फ बलूचिस्तान की इकॉनमी में, हम मुल्क की इकॉनमी में बहुत वाइडर रोल अभी भी प्ले कर रहे हैं और आगे इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे प्ले करना चाहते हैं. और स्पेशली जो ये आपने वेबिनार किया, इसमें मैं आप लोगों को मुबारकबाद दूंगी. TDEP ने बड़ा अच्छा इनिशिएटिव उठाया. हम अच्छी चीज को अप्रिशिएट करना चाहिए और जो बुरी चीज हो रही है उसको खत्म करने में कोलेक्टिवली एफर्ट करनी चाहिए. तो अगर मेरी बात किसी को नागवार गुजरी तो एक्सेप्ट माय अपॉलॉजी इन एडवांस. बट सर ये प्रॉब्लम्स हम सबकी है, हम सब ने मिल के सॉल्व करना है. लेकिन जब तक गवर्नमेंट और प्राइवेट सेक्टर मिल के काम नहीं करेगा तो कुछ नहीं होने वाला. जैसे पहले नहीं हुआ है वैसे नहीं हो. लेकिन अब ये टाइम डिजिटल एरा का है. जैसे कि सर ने कहा वेबसाइट होना चाहिए. ये वेबिनार अब हम अपने घर के किचन से भी अटेंड कर रहे हैं. तो इसका मतलब है डिजिटल एरा जो कोविड है ये रेवोल्यूशन ले आया है और लेके आ रहा है कि हम एक दूसरे से कनेक्ट हो जाए और जो इश्यूज हैं उसको सॉल्व करें. गपशप और टॉक्स बहुत हो गई है. अभी हमने काम करना है और काम कर रहे हैं. तो ये मेरी छोटी सी ब्रीफिंग थी जिसमें अगर कोई कमी बेशी रह गई है तो इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट वेबिनार में पॉइंट बनाकर हम इसको पूरा करेंगे. थैंक यू. रुखसाना शेख, क्वेटा, बलूचिस्तान.
Thank you, Ms. Rukhsana Sheikh. I would again request participants to please ask specific questions from CG Shanghai in any aspect that they would like to know about the Chinese market. So we have Syed Imran, Mr. Syed Imran, who wants to ask a question. I will give the floor to him.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम. मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको?
जी बिल्कुल आ रही है.
TDEP जो उन्होंने ये वेबिनार अच्छी बात है क्योंकि बेसिकली मैं थोड़ा इंट्रोडक्शन अपना करवा दूं. माय ब्रांड नेम इज इमराल्ड जिम्स एंड ज्वेलरी और मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि कुछ जो ब्रांड्स है जिन्होंने कुछ अभी काम स्टार्ट किया है, जिस तरह मैंने अभी काम स्टार्ट किया है, तो मुझे आइडिया नहीं है टू वे फॉरवर्ड. तो जिस तरह स्वाद में TDEP ऑफिस है, तो मेरी रिक्वेस्ट ये है कि TDEP हमें कांटेक्ट करे, हमें उधर बुलाए ताकि हम अपनी आइडियाज़ को शेयर करें उधर. तो मेरा क्वेश्चन शॉर्टली यही है कि TDEP हमें कांटेक्ट करे, यहाँ पे जितने डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाइज ऑफिसेज है वो हमें कांटेक्ट करे, हम अपना आइडियाज़ उनके साथ शेयर करें, वो हमारी हेल्प करे क्योंकि हमें देयर इज़ नो आइडिया टू गो फॉरवर्ड.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Imran. We have Ms. Anam Qazi, so if you want to ask your question, please do.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My question would be, आपने जितने भी handicrafts बताए हैं, sectors जो चाइना में जिनका potential है, सबका almost आपने हमें custom duty और VAT बताया था. I know कि ceramic products की और tableware, cookery ware की बहुत कम exports हैं पाकिस्तान से चाइना में, but still I want to know if you have any idea कि वहाँ पे custom duties क्या हैं इस specific chapter के लिए, और वैट की क्या परसेंटेज है, बिकॉज वो एक चीज मुझे आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन में नहीं मिल सकी. तो अब वो अगर आप मुझे बता दें. थैंक यू.
जी थैंक यू वेरी मच. वैट जो है जी इस पे 13% है. आई एम सॉरी कि इसमें कर नहीं सका था. इस पे वैट 13% है सिरेमिक प्रोडक्ट्स पे.
और कस्टम ड्यूटीज?
कस्टम ड्यूटी इस वक्त मेरे पास नहीं है, लेकिन मैं आपको ये बल्कि टीडैप भी आपको बता सकते हैं, क्योंकि इसमें मुख्तलिफ टैरिफ लाइंस आ जाती है. कस्टम ड्यूटी क्योंकि 8 डिजिट पे आके लगती है और ये पूरा चैप्टर है, तो इसमें जाहिर है हंड्रेड्स ऑफ टैरिफ लाइंस हैं. उस पे एवरेज कस्टम ड्यूटी हम आपको इस वक्त मेरे पास है नहीं, लेकिन हम जो एफटीए की लिस्ट है पाकिस्तान चाइना की, उसमें ये टैरिफ लाइंस दिया हुआ है. उसमें से देख के आपको मैं टीडैप को रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि वो उसमें ये चैप्टर देख के तो उसमें एवरेज टैरिफ लाइन बता दें, उससे आपको जरा आसानी हो जाएगी.
थैंक यू.
We have Ms. Sara Tunet. Please ask your question. Do you have a question, Ms. Sara? Okay, some technical issue. Ms. Shayan Malik.
Ji, assalamu alaikum everybody. So, Ji, I have two questions. One is actually a suggestion that do we have a data of our rural women who are actually doing the handicrafts, because handicraft is mostly done by artisans who are doing this craft for many, many years. And I will request TDAP to actually have a data of those artisans, because then it will become very easy for, there are many designers who are working and would be more than happy to work with these artisans. So if we are promoting handicraft, we should first of all think of promoting the data which we have on different handicrafts from our different provinces, our different cities. And I think this should be one of a very important part of this webinar, that this is something that is required. Secondly, if we address all the stakeholders, so inside the stakeholders would be majorly designers who can make the product. The product development is very, very important. And if China would be able to guide TDAP and then through TDAP guide the designers, artisans who are working on the craft, that what is the requirement of the Chinese market. So that would help us to develop the product which is required in an international market. Because our women, like in Balochistan, somebody had mentioned, they do beautiful handcraft, but nobody wants to buy actually the Balochi kurtas unless it's come in as a designer of, you know, that there's a requirement for that. So I think the product development and the data are two things which I would like to ask our Council General, that have they actually worked on that or thought of working on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. As far as the data is concerned, probably the association will have this data. And they will be in a better position to provide you the data about the participation of the rural women. Product development stages, we can of course, this is a very good proposal. So what we can do is this, that if TDAP can identify the exact sectors in which you need some advice regarding the product sector, and then they can write to us, then we can reach out to the concerned Chinese institutions and seek their input from them, and then share with you through TDAP. So let's go this way. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So we now have our final question by Ms. Naima Ansari. So I'll unmute her. Ms. Naima.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी। मैं सिर्फ एक ये सजेशन दूंगी सर आपको कि अगर आपका कोई रिप्रेजेंटेटिव could go to the Shanghai Province Heritage and Handicraft Village, it's because that the products that are there are of excellent quality. आप देखें कि उसमें अगर हमसे भी कोई कहेगा हमारे पास कुछ images, कुछ pictures हैं that we gathered as a data on our last visit, we'll share. उसमें आप ये देखेंगे कि जो hand embroideries है या handicraft है उसको कंज्यूमेबल प्रोडक्ट में कन्वर्ट किया गया है। तो जब तक हम अपने लोगों को पाकिस्तानीज को वो नहीं दिखा पाएंगे तो इनको बिल्कुल समझ नहीं आएगी, स्पेशली वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को, कि वो उनकी जितनी प्रोडक्ट्स है वो एक्सीलेंट क्वालिटीज की हैं। और उसके बाद एक जरा सी ये सजेशन होगी कि जब ये प्रोडक्ट्स बन जाते हैं तो सब लोग अपने कैटलॉग्स बनवाएं। वी आर हियर टू असिस्ट, हम प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट हब से हैं। अगर हमारे पास भी कोई आना चाहता है, अपनी प्रोडक्ट डेवलप कराना चाहता है तो वी आर रेडी टू डू दैट। और बस इससे ये होगा कि आपके पास फिर जब आप कहते हैं ना सेक्टर्स, हम सेक्टर्स की बात करते हैं तो टेक्सटाइल्स एंड हैंडीक्राफ्ट इज द टू मोर इम्पोर्टेंट सेक्टर टू फोकस, बट एट द वेरी सेम टाइम इनिशियल फोकस इज स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन एंड क्वालिटी। वो अगर हम उस प्रोविंस के उस विलेज में प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं, ओनली देन वुड बी एबल टू एक्सपोर्ट टू चाइना। सो ये वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के बहुत सवाल थे, बहुत कुछ पूछ रहे थे, तो ये हमें वहां जाके बस ये एक मेरा कंसर्न है। अदरवाइज इफ यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू एबल टू compete with products that are there in the village handicraft में पड़ी हुई हैं, उसके अदरवाइज हम कोई काम कर नहीं पाएंगे। थैंक यू
जी। I actually could not get the name of the institution. अगर आप मुझे वो बता दें या मुझे हमें ईमेल कर दें।
Exactly, there is heritage and handicraft village में, जो उनका शेंजी प्रोविंस में आपका पूरा एक हैंडीक्राफ्ट विलेज बना हुआ है। तो हम शेंजी प्रोविंस की बात कर रहे हैं।
मैम कौन सा प्रोविंस? बिकॉज
आपका शेंजी प्रोविंस में एक हैंडीक्राफ्ट विलेज बना हुआ है। Over there, they are handicrafts from Chinese. Sorry.
आप स्पेलिंग बताएंगे इसकी जो
प्रोविंस के जरा स्पेलिंग बताएंगे क्योंकि यहाँ पे ओवरलैप।
SHANXI, SHANXI, and it is also known as Piango City. So they have developed a handicraft center which have almost 100 handicraft shops. So that is the main tourist hub of Shanghai province. So this village, handicraft village, is in Shanghai province.
ओके मैम, मैंने देख लिया। असल में ये शांगसी प्रोविंस जो है, ये जो बीजिंग है हमारी एम्बेसी, ये उसकी जुरिसडिक्शन में आता है। ये कॉन्सुलेट की हमारे रीजन की जुरिसडिक्शन में नहीं आता। अदरवाइज अगर इसका होता वी वुड हैव बीन फेमिलियर टू अस। तो अगर आप काइंडली कमर्शियल काउंसलर बीजिंग से अगर आप रिक्वेस्ट कर दें तो वो उसके बारे में आपको ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन दे सकते हैं।
ओके मेरी तो सिर्फ ये सजेशन थी कि ऑब्वियसली वहां पे जिस तरह की हेरिटेज शॉप्स या आपकी कल्चरल हैंडीक्राफ्ट प्रोडक्ट्स पड़ी हुई हैं, बिकॉज वी एम टू एक्सपोर्ट टू सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ शॉप्स, सो दे हैव एक्सीलेंट क्वालिटी। तो बस इतनी सी बात।
जी जी, ये आपका पॉइंट, वी हैव नोटेड दिस पॉइंट, दिस इज अ वेरी यूजफुल पॉइंट।
एंड एज फार एज द लेट्स से अदर थिंग्स आर कंसर्न्ड, अभी जिस तरह हम जेम्स और ज्वेलरी ने कहा कि जी टीडैप कांटेक्ट करें, सो टीडैप ऑब्वियसली एवरी सिटी में तो है। उसके अलावा हमारे जो चेंबर्स हैं वो भी इन सब चीजों पे इफेक्टिवली काम कर रहे हैं, बट ऑल दीज वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स और पीपल डीलिंग विद बिजनेस नीड टू कंसल्ट देम दैट we are focusing this market and we want to export our product to this particular region. So what do you have to offer us? Yeah, I think लोग individual basis पे chambers के पास जा नहीं रहे और ये कर नहीं रहे, तो फिर आप लोगों का काम आसान हो जाएगा और सारा काम हमें chambers को या product development hub को यहाँ बैठ के हम ये सब कर सकते हैं।
Yes, okay, so I think these are all the questions that we have now. So sir, first of all, I would like to thank you for your very comprehensive and in-depth presentation on the handicraft sector in Pakistan. Sir, I'm sure the participants here, they really benefited from this and they got to know a lot about the Shanghai region and the YRD region, as you told us all about it. And sir, I would like to tell you that we are in very close collaboration with Handicraft Association of Pakistan here, and we have organized this webinar in very close collaboration with him, and they have shared with us profiles of, handicraft suppliers. So all those participants here who have further queries from Consul General Shanghai, I request them to please give them to the Handicraft Association of Pakistan, and then they can share them with us, and we can further liaison with your office there. And sir, I would also want to thank Handicraft Association of Pakistan here as well. We designed this concept in consultation with them, and we have sort of come up with this idea that we should have a first round of market opportunities webinar and then a matchmaking, so that we get concrete results from it. So I would also like to thank the Handicraft Association of Pakistan, in particular Ms. Halima Usman, who's the chairperson, Mr. Fahad Barlas, who's the former chairperson, and Ms. Shiri Arshad Khan, who's the founder of Handicraft Association of Pakistan. And I would also like to thank Ms. Masuma Siptan for coming here and giving us those valuable insights on the supply side of the situation. So, sir, again, I thank you very much, and I'm sure the participants benefited from this. And goodbye to all. Thank you, sir.
Great, Naima, always inspiring. Good, Naima, your idea, what table. Can you please share the article?